Hello everyone, and welcome to my videos of a workshop for making, repairing, and restoring wood dolls. My name is Lynn Alvin, and I host my website and these videos on the Mountain Artisans LLC. Hello everyone, welcome back to my video on making and restoring, repairing wood dolls. In the previous video, I showed you how I took one of these smaller wooden forms that you can buy in any good craft store or online. These are about 3.5 inches from the bottom of the cone to the top of the head. But what I decided to do was take these smaller wooden dolls and put arms and legs on them to make it seem like more like a doll. You can see here my Snow Queen. Okay. Here's her arms. These are pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaner was run through a hole in the neck area. And I add the pearls. And then I add the legs and feet. And the legs were inserted at the bottom of the doll. And I'm going to go through and show you how to put the arms and the legs on the basic wooden form. And then you can decorate the doll in any way that you would like. So, when we get started, I just wanted to show you a neat thing I just bought from the store. It's a cut-resistant glove. I'm pretty careful with my drilling and sawing and cutting, but I thought I needed a little extra help. Some of you say that you don't like to use gloves because you can't manipulate the objects, hold them steady and so on. But to tell you the truth, it's got a kind of a rough surface, so you can hold on to things pretty well. But I don't use it on my right hand because I would be using the tools with my right hand. Today I'm going to be using a drill, a hand drill. This is a portable cordless drill. I did use a Dremel with a saw blade on it. However, sometimes it's very dangerous to use these as the blade is quite exposed. Alternatively, you can use a hand saw, a hacksaw, small hacksaw for crafting. Okay, and I'll show you a little later. Over here is my what I call chop saw, and what the chop saw does is it cuts down dowels to various lengths, and we'll be using that later. Okay, so I hope you can see this, and I'm going to cheat a little bit because, you know, as they do in those baking and cooking shows, okay, they start you off with the recipe and they put the ingredients together and they stick it in the oven, and then 2 minutes later they come out with the finished cake or whatever they were making. So I'm going to show you basically how to start, but then I'm going to show you the finished doll with everything inserted at the end. Taking my, as I said, my blank wood doll, I'm going to just sort of rest it in my vise grip here, and I'm putting it in an angle, and I'm going to be using my cordless drill to actually drill a hole through right at the neck area, okay, because that will be my guide, and I'll drill through to the other side. That will form the hole in which we'll put the pipe cleaner for the arms. Now I'm going to start this. It's always a good idea to start your hole with by hand. Okay, just to get it started. You can see what I did here. Just started a hole. All right. That helps guide the drill at first. put this back down here. And in we go. And applying pressure. And this is going in pretty well. These wood dolls are actually made of hard wood. Later when we make our other dolls, we'll be using pine, which is a little softer. I'm not sure what wood this is, but it is a little hard. However, the hand drill will go through. Now, later on, we're going to have to use what's called a drill press to make these holes, because they have to be more precise and they have to go deeper, and they are the hand drill won't work. But for our purposes today, you can see that's making a pretty good hole. And here, like a cake out of the oven, here's one that I've already done, and you can see the hole went right through. Okay. And what we're going to do later, I just want to show you how this would work. We're going to put the pipe cleaner through the hole. And there's our arms. Simple. You can stop here and then just paint the doll and decorate it as you want, with this part being the dress area, and do whatever you'd like with the head. Or you can go on and do the legs as I did on my Snow Queen, and I'll show you how we'll do that. First thing to do is to pick where we're going to put the holes. Now, we're not going to drill very deeply for the legs. All we need to do is drill enough to insert maybe about 1/4 of an inch our dowel so that they make the legs. And I'm just going to eyeball this. I really, because I've used this so long, I'm just going to mark my 2 holes for the legs. I'm actually going to use the drill bit that we had, just to get my holes started. Okay, now I'm going to take a short break while I change the bit, because this is too small for our leg inserts. So if you give me a minute, I will quick change the bit. Okay, here I am. I'm back. I changed the bit on my hand drill, and I've placed the body of this wooden doll in my vise grip here. And what I'm going to do, as I said before, I started the 2 holes with a smaller bit. I always find that picking the right bit for the size of the dowel is tricky. One rule you should remember is that your drill is always going to make a hole a little bit bigger than the actual dowel that you're inserting, okay? So you can see here from the ends that this dowel is a little bit bigger, but the drill looks a little bit smaller. But as I said, it will make a hole a little bit bigger. But we'll test it and see if I have the right one. And I'm going to just drill here. Let's try it, see how it looks. All right, let's keep going. This is going in nicely. Not bad. Okay, that makes a little tight hold, but we like that because when we put the glue on, we'll be able to secure this leg with glue in the hole. And as I said, I only went down a little more than between an eighth and a quarter inch, just enough to hold it. That's the dowel. Okay. And I think the next thing we'll be doing is we'll be putting the dowel in the chop saw, which I'll show you in a minute, to make the right size for the legs. Okay, as promised, I want to show you how we use what's called a chop saw. Now I'm going to show you how to use this now. The reason I would like to show you how to use this now is because we're going to be using the chop saw a lot when we do some of the other dolls. The chop saw nice and cleanly and quickly cuts the dowels to size that we want. And I will measure the length of the legs on the doll, my Snow Queen here. And I had her, about 1 3/4 inches, maybe 2 inches long, depending on how long the legs, how long you want the legs. Again, the feet will go over the dowel legs a little bit, so you may want to allow for that. Okay, now the idea of the chop saw, and this is a craft size one, is that it does some pretty good size dowels, maybe about 1 inch in diameter. This one is a little smaller, and the idea is to put the dowel inside the holder here. Well, first we will mark it. We'll do our 1 3/4 inches mark. And actually we can do 2, mark 2, 1, because we can do it in a series. Okay, so now we've got our markings on the dowel, okay, for the 2 and 1 3/4 inches. There are 2 steps to using the chop saw. First you turn it on and then you disengage it to lower it. However, you can lower it to make sure that you're putting the blade, which is under here, and you have to be careful. It's a bit exposed, but nowhere where you have your hands. Okay. This button disengages the chop saw and allows you to lower it. And this way you can see, make sure that you have the blade right over where you want to cut it. Maybe adjust it a little bit. That looks about good. So you turn it on. Keep your hands away from the blade area. You hit the disengage button. Lower it. Turn it off. And there you have your cut piece, the dowel. Nice and clean. If you want to sand the edges a little bit, you can. But here we have one leg. Okay. And let's see, I will move the dowel up. Check the length. Disengage. Check it. Not bad. Okay. Turn it on. Disengage. Turn it off. And then we have our second leg. So now we have 2 legs ready to go on the doll. Okay, now that I've got my 2 legs made out of the dowels, I'm going to take a bead, a wooden bead, drill 2 holes, one on the top, one on the bottom, to accommodate the dowel to be inserted in the hole. And then I'm going to saw the bead in half laterally. I'm going to use either a hacksaw or Dremel with a blade, whichever one, and you can use whatever one you feel comfortable with. And I'm going to end up with 2 feet or shoes, like so. Now I'm going to try to put the dowels on the feet and see how it goes. There's 1. That's 2. All right, looks pretty good. First I'm going to put a drop of glue inside the feet or shoes. To hold the dowel in place. One. That's 2. Check, make sure. Look at okay. And now I'm going to put some glue in the base of the dowel, the 2 holes that we drilled. And we're going to insert the feet like so. And wipe away some of the excess glue here. Okay, now we can set this doll aside and let that glue dry. But before I leave you, I want to show you how I'm going to put the beads on the pipe cleaner to make the arms. I'm using black beads because I think I'm going to make this little doll into the evil witch character from Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent. She was dressed all in black, so she's going to have black arms. I'm going to put about 4 beads on each side. Don't want to make it too long. I really haven't found anything to make the hands yet, but I did want to show you how the beads go on nicely on the pipe cleaner. One more on this side. And there you have it. And here's our wooden doll. Glued on legs and feet. Arms. And as I said, I'm going to just lie her down here to dry. And I'll post a picture of Maleficent on my website, which you'll see in a minute. I'll post on this video and also on Facebook. And I hope I see you for my next sequence of videos where I'm going to try to construct for you the mortise and tenon jointed wood dolls, very reminiscent of the wood dolls that came out of 19th century England. Thanks for visiting, and I hope to see you again. Bye. And here, as promised, is the finished doll, Maleficent, from the Sleeping Beauty story. Hope you'll visit me again. Bye.